So history recognizes of people who were daring, people who were willing to step out of their comfort zones. I prefer to call those people of Zvivindi. And we started this year with this very powerful conversation or hashtag Zvivindi, because success favors the bold. And I'm going to repeat this. Whether you like it or not, success does not just happen. And no door is just going to open simply because you're a nice person. And no opportunity is just going to come to you simply because you're a nice person. Success favors people who are bold. And one of my favorite stories in the Old Testament is about the 4 lepers who confronted themselves and they asked, why are we sitting here until we die? And this is a fundamental conversation that I want everyone to normalize. And if you have one opportunity to watch the program that we did, I think you also get to have a better appreciation. And the purpose of this conversation is pretty much to reinforce the conversation around Zvivindi. Those people who are going to be daring, those people who are going to wear Zvivindi, are the people who are going to thrive in this environment. So one of the things that I always believe in life is the 2 choices that you have. Number 1, you can accept things as they are, or you can accept responsibility for changing them. And it's people with Zvivindi who accept responsibility for changing things. And I want you to also appreciate the 2 things in life. There are things that are within your control, and there are things that are not within your control. But I want you to learn to develop Zvivindi in respect of things that are within your control. And by the way, so many things that are within your control that you can actually do something about. A number of times we've gotten so used to the scenario whereby we just resign, we just give up, and we just think we are victims of situations and so forth. But in 2024, I want you to wake up, learn from the lepers who said, why are we sitting here until we die? And this is the point that I want to emphasize. Until you get to a point where certain things stop making sense, you are not ready for change. Until certain things stop making sense, you are ready for change. And this is what the 4 lepers did in that particular conversation. They got to this level, which I call this is nonsense level. And once you get to this is nonsense level, you begin to question, you begin to query the rationale, the wisdom. And they also realized that a lot of things were not necessarily in their favor. They were lepers, they were treated as outcasts. But they asked a fundamental question, why are we sitting here until we die? And this is what I want to challenge you, to begin to have the right conversations with yourself. Begin to confront certain things in your life that it begin to make sense. And that conversation requires you to be courageous enough to initiate uncomfortable conversations, courageous enough to surround yourself with people who are comfortable with being uncomfortable, and courageous to say, I rather do something a bit different. And that requires you to have Zvivindi. And I'm a product of Zvivindi. I have a UN method O level, C English O level, C English A level, 3rd class, university communication skills. So ask of a person who are supposed to be communicating with you. I'm not the person. Why? Because the system said I couldn't do it. But Zvivindi helped me to realize I can actually do this. And that's what I want to challenge you this week. Look into life. What are some of the things that you need to actually challenge? We start differently, by the way. A number of us, we start from disadvantaged backgrounds. A number of us, whatever that we're actually going to be doing, we are going to be the first. And I want to encourage you to get to this is nonsense mode, and you begin to be daring. So what does it mean to be daring? I'm going to explain that in the next video. It doesn't mean be careless. It doesn't mean just do things anyhow. It means you need to be able to take calculated risks. And that's what I want to explain in the next video. Why you need to learn to take these calculated risks. Don't go anywhere. My name is Arthur Marara, and you're watching Ask Arthur.